Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be doing another album review video, and this time it's Avenged Sevenfold's newest album, Life Is But a Dream. The new album was supposed to be released on June 2nd, 2023, but I noticed on YouTube that it has been out earlier on the 1st of June. I will go one by one on each song except Nobody, since I already did a review in my previous video. I'll link it down below in the description box. I'm not going to lie, I have been looking forward to this album since I heard Nobody. I have heard some mixed reviews so far, and I'll see if it's a good or bad album on a scale from 1 to 10. The first song is Game Over. I love the acoustic guitar as it reminds me of a Mexican guitar. I'm getting a little Stairway to Heaven vibes from this song. So calm at the start until the 30-second mark. It gave me a jump scare. Warning, if you hate jump scares, this album probably might not be for you. It gets so loud with the guitars and drums, but M Shadow's vocals seems pretty weird after the acoustic guitar. His vocals sound like Surge from System of a Down throughout the loud parts of this song. At 2 minutes and 10 seconds, it starts to calm down until the piano hits as if something creepy is coming. You can hear a flute or some wind instrument after 2 minutes. This part reminds me of some classical cartoon soundtrack. I really like M Shadow's vocals in this. At close to 3 minutes, it gets loud with screaming in the background until it gets calm again. Pretty weird song as it sounds like a calming, sad guitar all the way to a System of a Down vibes kind of song. Then onto a cartoon forest background music soundtrack of some sort with some missed piano notes. Then metal screaming until the end it goes back to the sad guitar. That's a lot for one song. He mentions, "Can't you see life is but a dream anyway?" as it closes. I don't know. With this one, it's very weird and different than the original songs I've heard. But I did love the acoustic guitar as it reminds me of being in Mexico. I give it a 6 out of 10. I didn't like the loudness in the beginning as it sounded gargling than hardcore. I do love that acoustic guitar, so I'm mixed with this one. The second song is called Metal, which has the same name as the brand that owns Barbie. Sounds heavy at the start. At 1 minute, it starts to cool down with synthesizing keyboard notes. We get another jump scare around 10 seconds later. There seems to be a pattern of loud to quiet or quiet to loud so far in this album. Around 3 minutes, it sounds like someone is pushing their fingers side to side of the keyboard. I think this song would be perfect for the Haunted Mansion movie coming this year. This song sounds as if something's going mad, most notably the keyboard. It's not a Barbie song, that's for sure. It sounds like a play gone so wrong as M Shadow's voice goes in a variety of low to high metal scream. I wasn't a fan of the screaming for around 4 minutes. The ending sounds like scary house music that you would hear during Halloween season. I give it a 6 out of 10 as it's all over the place. The third song is called Nobody, which I will skip since I already did a video on it recently. I do like Nobody more than the first two songs. The fourth song is We Love You, which I was going to do a review on it, but since the entire album was coming sooner, I thought it would be best to wait until the entire album came out instead. At the beginning of the song, we hear drumming, and M Shadow's voice acting a bit weird, again, almost as if it's malfunctioning or scratched, like a vinyl record. I like how they keep using more and build with the second word included. It's kinda heavy. The drumming is spot on in this song. The voice gets loud over 1 minute. It sounds like they're making plane sounds each verse. It starts to calm down around 2 minutes as it almost sounds like space for a bit. Another big jump scare shortly. I didn't think M Shadows could scream after suffering that blood clout in his lungs from a long time ago. It gets really good in the middle of the song. I like the banjo or guitar at the end with low humming. It's a bizarre song, but I like it more than the first two. I give it an 8 out of 10 because it's heavy in some parts, but that guitar or banjo sounds great at the finish. There's a video for it as it's VR, so you have to move it around with a mouse in order to go through the video. There's a lot of weird imagery on it too. The electric guitar sounds really great as it goes from high to low. I think the song is dedicated to us fans. The fifth song is Cosmic. It's a lot slower but serious at the start. This song sounds like a finale song and reminds me of their old songs a little. The electric guitar keeps going at such high notes after 2 minutes. There's a piano with serious notes for over 3 minutes. It reminds me of Knocking on Heaven's Door, the Guns N' Roses cover song. They use more types of instruments on this album than before. At 5 minutes, it gets quiet with the weird space sounding part and goes back to the rhythm from the start. M Shadows' voice is auto-tuned or electrified in this part after. I can hear M Shadows scream in a soft way at the end of the song. I like this one more than the first two. But when M Shadows' voice gets edited like a robot sounding voice, it kind of ruins the song for me. The guitar in M Shadows' voice sounds like their previous songs, but with the guitar lasting longer in such a beautiful echoing way. I like the progressiveness throughout the song as it sounds sad, almost like a finale. The part where it's just all space sound at 5 minutes with M Shadows' voice being auto-tuned kind of ruins it. I give it a 7 out of 10 for the improvement of the flow. I love M Shadows' voice at the end, as it's something I never heard of before. The sixth one is Beautiful Morning, as we're halfway done with the album. The start of the song sounds as if it's from an Alice in Chains song. Even M Shadows sounds like he's singing as if he's Lane Staley. The entire song reminds me of Alice in Chains' song Them Bones, especially the sound and M Shadows' voice being as though it was Lane Staley. The electric guitar is a bit messy in the middle of the song. I do think it sounds so weird when the song says, "It's a beautiful morning," like that. "You walk on water, but the water swallows you" sounds really grungy. The piano at the end gives me Sinister vibes. Sounds similar to the one they used for the Chucky series. The piano part, that is. I give it a 6.5 out of 10, since it flows okay and gives off grunge vibes. I'm not really into it much, but oh well. The seventh song is easier. The start sounds like Daft Punk is singing it instead. The guitars come in hard afterwards. M Shadows sounds like he's singing through a radio speaker of some sort. It's more of a Daft Punk song than an Avenged Sevenfold song, but with the electric guitars included. I'm not really into it much either. I give it a 5 out of 10. You only hear M Shadows' voice for less than a minute. The eighth song is G. Weird title for a song. The intro sounds like a video game song with the electric guitar. It has some female singers in the background followed by a very low voice M Shadows. The band should have credited the female backup singers. I feel like this song is kind of like a jazzy gospel funky song with a video game sound. It's a bit weird as it starts with "I am a man." I like the other vocals, but it's a big mess throughout. I give it a 5 out of 10 because it's very messy, but some parts were okay. The nice song is Ordinary. They really like using those keyboard synthesizers. It sounds like another Daft Punk song with M Shadows' voice being auto-tuned. It's okay, but very different than most of the songs on here. I could see it being played in a dance club. Avenged Sevenfold is really on a whole new level for each song, although I don't think this genre fits them. Have you seen how they look all tough and edgy? I give it a 6 out of 10. At the end of the song, it sounds like a car engine starting. The 10th song is Death. The song gives me Frank Sinatra vibes at the beginning with keyboard synthesizers. The guitar at the 1 minute mark is there briefly and sounds heavy with a dark tone to it. It starts getting louder with the notes getting higher. The ending of the song reminds me of the end of the Beatles song, A Day in the Life, where it comes crashing down in a crazy way. To make it easier to understand, it's as if you are falling from a tall building with the wind hitting your face so fast with the impact. I like it a bit more than G and Ordinary. If you look closely, the OD are in the parentheses with the G listed first, then Ordinary followed up by Death, almost as if it's spelling out God. I give it a 7 out of 10 because it reminds me of the Beatles song a little. Last but not least, the 11th song, Life is But a Dream. The piano starts the song. They're going to need a pianist for their upcoming tours. It sounds like a piano concert. I always wanted to play piano, and if I could, maybe I'll play this one piece. Also, it sounds like a song that you would hear at Hobby Lobby, which they have really nice, relaxing music, by the way. At the end of the song, it sounds like the pianist is just pressing the piano keys really hard and loud. Interesting fact, Sinister Gates is the one playing the piano. I just googled it. Really good job on this one, Sinister. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. for the piano notes getting hit hard at the end. I feel like this album was all over the place, for there were some good songs and some not too great. It's like they're testing to see what the fans rather want: metal, jazz, funk, or electronic. I agree with some of the people who reviewed the album first, as you got to listen to the songs more than once in order to understand or get the feel of the songs. I also feel like this album is a tribute to the bands and musicians throughout different times, or it could be the music genres through the years. One song, Beautiful Morning, sounds like an Alice in Chains song. The Death song sounds like a Frank Sinatra song, and the other half of it reminds you of the Beatles' A Day in the Life. Game Over sounds a little like System of a Down and Stairway to Heaven together. Maybe the album is a tribute celebrating all these popular musicians or genres, but I don't know. What do you think? I really like Nobody, We Love You, and Death. Maybe Life is but a dream and game over, but only the guitar part. I did not like that M Shadows used autotune for Ordinary, as it sounded weird and he sings better without the autotune, screaming voice or not. Another thing that I didn't like were the weird sounds that sound as though it was from a video game or Super Mario, which made it so random and unnecessary. I gotta give credit for Avenged Sevenfold for really experimenting with this album. The album sounds a little like Pink Floyd, Frank Sinatra, The Beatles, Led Zeppelin, classical piano, and Daft Punk, all mixed through some of these songs. I give this entire album a 7 out of 10 for going above and beyond in experimenting. Although I don't think they should do autotune, as I like M Shadows' voice without the high tech. He did a good job sounding like Frank Sinatra though, and the two songs Nobody and We Love You sound like Pink Floyd meets metal. It works a little bit, but it's difficult to work with it, I bet. Again, if you plan on listening to this album, you should try to listen to it more in order to have a better understanding of the music. But what do you guys think? Have you listened to the album yet? And if so, did you like it or did you not like it? But this is Dalster, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.